Greetings and welcome back to my channel, guys. How are you doing today? So in this video we're going to continue down the line of Minotaurs and how they influence the world of Krynn. Now, the Minotaur Fleet is the name of the naval force of the Imperial League and is considered to be one of the most skilled armed forces of sailors anywhere on Krynn, and each ship operates under a singular commander, but all ships fall under the sway of an admiral if they are present in the area. Now, joining the fleet is by no means an easy task. It is even harder to join the Navy than it is to join the regular army. Individuals wishing to join the Navy must go through a rigorous training process that starts every 3 weeks. After talking to a recruiter, they are brought to a base on Luminari, where the fleet maintains its proving grounds. The first test that the recruits must do is with a partner. They have to navigate through the dangerous shoals and reefs with a 2-man craft. This test lasts for 3 days, but many of the recruits drown in the deadly waters, proving that this test is an effective means of weeding out the weak. Now, all the surviving recruits are then returned to Christophon, where they are put through a week's worth of oral and written exams. Those who are successful in the exams are then put through a 2-day physical test involving running 20 miles, swimming 2 miles, and then fighting a fully armored Minotaur. Those who complete the final test in less than 5 hours are accepted into the fleet, and those who fail but survive are encouraged to try again, since they possess considerable skill even making it to this point. Now finally, the successful candidates are sent to Morgod, where they swear an oath of service and undergo a year's worth of training, which involves physical and mental training, as well as schooling in strategies of the fleet. And in the final month of training, candidates are split into groups where they are expected to crew boats with almost no sleep, operating under the worst conditions possible, and if they manage to pass that test, that will conclude their training. The candidates then are finally accepted into the fleet as sailors. Now, the sailors of the Minotaur Fleet are expected to keep the waters around the Imperial League clear of any unauthorized vessels, and are under orders to search and destroy any such vessel that is found within the realm. In many cases, the sailors will merely escort a peaceful vessel to the port of Christophon, where they may register to operate within the League's waters. Authorized vessels are inscribed a signature sigil, which allows the Ministry of War to track the vessels. Frequently, the fleet also makes raids into the realm of Thenol. The sailors of the Minotaur Fleet are greatly feared, and few ships in Taladas will ever dare stand against a fleet vessel. The styling of the ships that the Minotaur League uses is the same as the Byzantine Dormond, which these ships possess the speed of elven crafts and the power of a Minotaur warship. Each ship has a large amount of cargo storage place, allowing the vessels to remain out at sea for a long period of time, and the average ship of the fleet holds around 200 sailors. The Minotaur Fleet does not use slaves to move their ships, believing it an inefficient and waste of resources to have them on board. Instead, every sailor mans the oars except for the captain. Now, the command structure in the Minotaur Fleet is very straightforward. All the recruits who join start at the rank of Sailor 4th class. Promotions are only awarded to those who have truly earned them through exemplary service. Thus, a recruit who starts out as Sailor 4th class can finish his service as a full admiral. Now, the captain of a vessel can be a sailor of a lieutenant's rank or higher, and they appoint 2 sailors to serve as their mates. The mate of a ship is responsible for ensuring the captain's orders are followed to the letter, and is considered to have almost the same authority as the captain does. Other than the captain and the 2 mates, there is no other hierarchy on board the ship, and the 3 officers are generally obeyed without question. Those who do not obey an officer run the risk of being court-martialed and probably put to death. A big incentive of joining the Navy, except for the prestige of being such an excellent soldier, is also the pay, as they get paid a lot more than the legions of Aragos. And also, like the soldiers of the army, the sailors receive bonuses for their pay based on exceptional service, and they are also allowed to keep the plunder and booty of a successful raid. All sailors are offered health benefits when they are at home, and also are awarded pension when their service is no longer required for the League. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the naval forces of the Imperial League. In the next one, we are going to talk about the army, and until then, have a lovely day and thanks for staying with me.